We've been on so many amazing cruises. It's hard to keep track of all the ones that we've been on together. Luckily, we've got a lot of those great videos, but today we're doing something a little bit different. Recently, I went on the Disney Fantasy, had an amazing 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise, and when I was on board, I thought to myself, you know what? I would love to just personally have a reference guide for all the amazing food that you can find. Now, I've tried a lot of the different items on board, and this time I wanted to try some of my absolute favorites and then review them in depth with you in this video. So that's what we're going to do today. Buckle up. Let's go ahead and check them out together. Just for reference, you'll see different food on different plates. Just because I'm eating one food at Animator's Palate doesn't mean that it's always going to be at Animator's Palate. It depends on the day that you're at each restaurant. So we're just going to go through. You'll know the menu when you see it, depending on where you are. Now, on the first night, we have an amazing appetizer selection. I had the smoked salmon tartare and the black truffle pasta. Both are absolutely amazing. Let's start with the black truffle pasta. Now, this pasta is truly delicious, made not very al dente. It's very soft as you enjoy it. Delicious flavor, and keep in mind, it's truffle-scented cheese. So it's a very kind of delicate item that you try here as an appetizer. Really, really good. The radishes and carrots that are along with it are okay, but not my all-time favorite. The pasta itself, though, one of the best appetizers that you can find on board. Let's move on to the smoked salmon tartare, one of my all-time favorites. I'm telling you, this menu is outstandingly good. The smoked salmon is delicious, super well cooked, very light. It also comes with the cucumbers, see the capers on there, along with the onions and pickles. It's a very kind of smooth salmon. If you were just kind of thinking about the first time you want to try salmon, this may be the one to try. Now, during this meal, I had the creamy butternut squash soup. It's a really good one. It's a very thick soup. You can really taste the butternut squash in there. For some, you're actually going to prefer the baked potato and cheddar cheese soup. That one I think is actually a little bit better. That being said, if you're in the mood for butternut squash, this is actually a really good one. My mom loves this one. For the main course, I had the grilled tuna steak and the ginger teriyaki dusted Angus beef tenderloin. The grilled tuna steak is one of my favorite main course items that you can find on board. If you're thinking to yourself, I don't really want anything too fishy, Michael, this actually might be something that you'd be interested in. Seriously, it falls apart for you, not too fishy, but you do taste the tuna in there. With that aioli, it is outstanding. Really one of my favorites, great flavor throughout and cooked beautifully well when I had it. In addition, I had the ginger teriyaki dusted Angus beef tenderloin, and this one was good, not the best of all time, a little overcooked, even though I like mine a bit medium rare or so, just about there. And with the bok choy, it was okay. The real winner here, which might surprise you, was the wasabi mashed potatoes. You think to yourself, all right, well, Mike, you got a great Angus beef there. No, I'm telling you, wasabi mashed potatoes was the winner on this one, at least in my eyes. On this day, I had the lemon icebox pie and the very special chocolate fudge cheesecake. You look at it, and you're like, oh, chocolate fudge cheesecake. How does that taste? It was okay, but really not that great. The chocolate was really thick and, I don't know, inconsistent for that cheesecake that you have. The best part of this one was kind of the cream. Now, if you look over to the icebox cake, though, that berry cream that it comes with is outstanding. Lemon icebox was only okay, though, this time. Somehow they are losing that ability with lemon. Usually it's a really strong lemon flavor. This time, not that strong. The cream, though, delicious. Now on to the next menu, and this one is the ahi tuna avocado tower menu. That's just how I'm going to describe these different menus based on what's in the appetizer, just so that you know if you're on the Disney Fantasy or Dream, how you can find them pretty easily. If you see that very important appetizer item, the ahi tuna avocado tower, I recommend it. You know how much I love this one with the crispy noodles and the wasabi dressing. Wait for them to pour it on for you. It is absolutely outstanding. Truly one of the best appetizers at sea. There is very few that, in my opinion, can compete with it. In addition, tried the cucumber garden roll. It was okay. Not amazing. You want the ahi tuna avocado tower, like, immediately. The lobster ravioli, by the way, I know it's on the menu there. It's okay. Not as good as the ahi tuna avocado tower by any stretch of the imagination. For the main course, I had the scallops and the sea bass. Both of those are outstanding. Either one is going to win for you. If you've never tried scallops before, maybe you've tried them before, didn't really like them, want to try them again, this is your opportunity. These scallops truly fall apart, cooked beautifully. I don't know how they're able to cook them so well, so consistently, but the chefs back there do an amazing job with these scallops every single time. Now, that being said, the very special sun-dried tomato item that's in the middle, kind of tastes like rice, is really not that good. And I really wish they would replace that center rice item that looks like a dome in the middle. They should just replace that. The asparagus is great. But the middle piece, those rice bits are not good at all. It's my opinion. Still worth the item, though. Just skip the little rice thing in the middle. The sea bass is delicious, sliced with a fennel and dill chive wine sauce. Absolutely incredible item that they have here. Really falls apart. In the past, I've had it, and it's been a lot more flavorful than the one I had on this most recent cruise. That being said, I would 100% get it again. I really would, depending on how you're feeling. Now, I'd more likely get the sea scallops over the sea bass. That's the winner in terms of this main course menu, but still a great option. For dessert during this menu, of course, the server wanted to say, hey, you know what, you're on vacation, you get a little extra. It was so nice of them. Get lemon raspberry mousse, of course, and the very special, you know it, Southern style pecan tart, and let's not forget about the chocolate garden torte. Let's start first with the lemon raspberry mousse. I would actually go with that one. It's a really strong lemon flavor, unlike the one we had on the previous menu. The lemon here was really good, very intense, with a tiny bit of raspberry. Very minimal raspberry to the lemon here, but good. Not my favorite, though. Let's get to that. The chocolate garden torte was good, really good. Kind of a thicker chocolate cake, but a delicious one nonetheless. The real winner, though, the Southern style pecan tart. Great flavor throughout the entire thing. One I didn't get this time, but I have tried before, is the warm sticky date pudding. In my opinion, that butterscotch sauce is out of this world amazing. It's one I would go back for again, for sure. So this menu, you really can't go wrong. Amazing desserts here. The next menu starts with an appetizer, the deep fried brie. You know we've had it before. It's a good flavor to it. Not an earthy brie. More of a, I don't know how to describe it. It's a lighter brie. It doesn't taste that brie-ish. Does that make sense? So it's very light, kind of a light cheese flavor to it. The very special sauce, that cranberry chutney they have in the middle, goes well with it in a way that you really, it's hard to describe this one. It goes well, super well, and I'm surprised. In addition, I also tried the iced lobster and jumbo shrimp. These are delicious shrimp. I don't know why these shrimp are actually some of the best I had on board. Probably that dill dressing that goes with it. The lobster was good too, not as good. The shrimp was just blew it out of the water for sure. Now, you know the escargot is on this menu. I'm not a fan of it, but some people are. So just something to think about if you're thinking about getting creative and adventurous on your cruise. Now, during this meal, I almost always get the French onion soup. This time, it wasn't quite as good as I've had it before. I'm not giving up on it, though, and I don't think you should either. If you're thinking about French onion soup and you want to have it super good, I do recommend giving it another try. I've had it, I think this is 3 times I've had this French onion soup. This is the only time that it didn't meet my expectations, and it was still good, just not the amazing that I'm used to. So French onion soup, I still would recommend, despite it kind of falling a little short on this specific adventure. For the main course, we've got the oven-baked salmon royale and the Chateaubriand filet steak. Let's start with the salmon royale here. Crowned with the king salmon, that's really good. It fell apart really well. It was cooked really well, but the flavor wasn't quite there. It was so interesting how some items seem to lack flavor on this cruise. That being said, the Chateaubriand, by comparison, had amazing flavor, especially with the béarnaise sauce they put on the side. Oh my gosh, tastes so good. Kind of put all your Chateaubriand into the béarnaise sauce. Delicious. Now, in addition, they've also got the crusted new potatoes with shallots right on the side there. Really delicious. That Chateaubriand is the winner every time for this menu for me. For dessert today, we've got a few favorites. The vanilla creme brulee, the strawberry shortcake sundae, and let's not forget about the classic opera gâteau. Starting off with the creme brulee and almond biscotti, it was delicious. Really a great creme brulee. I actually think this one beats the raspberry creme brulee, which you'll see in an upcoming restaurant coming soon. But this one was really good. Great flavor to it, crisped perfectly on top. A lot of egg in there, no doubt about it, but they cooked it really well, so really liked that one. In terms of the strawberry shortcake sundae, this one I really did like. I really did. It was a great amount of strawberry, even though the strawberry may be, the not real strawberries, perhaps that's the strawberry flavor. It still tasted like real strawberry. So I can't say whether or not it was real or not. It tasted really good, though, so I'll give you that much. The ice cream went super well with it, along with the whipped cream and, of course, the Disney Cruise Line chocolate square on top. The classic opera gâteau, I tried again. I've been continuing to try this one. First cruise I was on, the gâteau was really outstanding. This time, and for every time since, it really hasn't met standards. I don't know why. The coffee syrup was okay. The buttercream was not quite as rich as I was hoping. It has fallen quite a bit. In my opinion, I'd actually skip this one and go with one of the other 2 items that you can find on this menu. In addition, if you like Grand Marnier souffle, another great option for you that we didn't try on this specific cruise. Next up, we've got Pirate Night with a lot of delicious items that you can find that are all themed for, you know it, Pirate Night's delicious. Now for appetizers, I recommend the lime marinated shrimp or the Calypso crab cake. Both of those are good, but I think the crab cake probably wins here. For me, I came from Maryland, so I'm a big crab guy. Really, really do like that one. Now in terms of the main course for Pirate Night, we tried a couple of items here. We've got Jack's Treasure of the Seas, of course, and we have the Veal Buco, which, both were okay. Neither of them were really outstanding. Starting off with the Jack Treasure of the Seas, they have some scallops in there, again, not cooked as well as the previous scallops you saw us eat at Enchanted Garden with the ahi tuna tower menu. That being said, the pasta was pretty good, so it kind of went well there, and the shrimp was good as well, but again, the flavors not quite as intense as you might hope for. Next up, we've got the Veal Buco, which is the veal shank, which was braised in red wine sauce with the crispy onions and, of course, the parsnip mash. It was okay. It wasn't great. The onion was good. Of course, crisp onion, and you got to go for an onion ring anytime. You'd think that there'd be a ton of flavor here, but I think it's actually supposed to not be as intensely flavored as many other items. I spoke to a server about this, and they mentioned that they keep the flavoring down so that we can add more if we want. Then, of course, they brought me like every salt and pepper that you can possibly find. It was delicious, but I feel like the tenderness of this one really won the day. It was extremely tender, just fell apart as you were eating it. One that I would definitely get again after I just added a bit more salt and pepper to it, maybe a little Old Bay on there. Again, Maryland coming out there. But yeah, delicious. For dessert, we've got several different items to show to you. The no sugar added dessert coconut cream flan. This one I would skip. Hard skip from Michael. Felt like it was okay. When I think of flan, I think of a little caramel on top, a little delicious. This one was like a hard pudding. It was skippable in my opinion. The texture wasn't there, neither was the flavor. The delicious, flavorful one is the caramel macadamia nut cheesecake tart. That is a winner and always has been since I've been going on the Disney Cruise Line. I feel like this item is truly out of this world. Amazing, just falls apart, and you get a great caramel flavor in there. Really outstanding. Of course, our server wanted to do something extra special, so we've got the rum-soaked chocolate cake. Now, this one, as you're looking at it with the raspberry glaze and whipped cream, you think it'd be, oh my gosh, best thing ever. It was okay. It was not great. I wouldn't recommend it personally, just because I felt like the chocolate, it was just kind of a cake with chocolate aftertaste. You know what I mean? For me, I do look at those kind of flavors. The cream was delicious. Got to admit that cream, the chocolate cream was outstanding. But the caramel macadamia nut cheesecake tart is definitely the dessert to get on Pirate Night. Next up is the new menu. We're going to call it the salmon gravlax, if we could. This one was delicious. I actually had the salmon. It was outstanding. Great salmon. I feel like the salmon that they have here is actually different than what you'll find in the main dining area of Cabanas, which is shocking to me. You'd think they'd use the same salmon. I bet you they are. They're just kind of doing it a little differently, maybe adding a little flavor to it or kind of just grilling the ends just a bit. I don't know what they were doing, but it was really, really good. I really like this one. If you like salmon, that is definitely one I would get. In addition, I also had the garlic and parsley sauteed shrimp. The shrimp here was outstanding. Hard to describe how good this shrimp was, clearly because of what they mixed in there. The garlic and parsley just, oh my gosh, it was just popping off these shrimp. Not popcorn shrimp, but they were still popping. It was delicious. The jambalaya rice is a hard pass for me, so maybe get the shrimp and just not eat the rice. That's me. I thought it was only okay. That rice just was too spicy. So it's like the only thing you got was spice. You didn't get much other flavor. Again, that's just personal taste in terms of this item. In addition, our server, of course, going out of his way, brought us the Enchanted Garden Platter. Now, this is a charcuterie board, which I personally, I'm a big fan of these kind of meats, thought was outstanding. I'd get it again in a heartbeat. You had, of course, the prosciutto. You had some salami there. It came with this peach marmalade, which was outstanding. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that peach marmalade. Love the whole thing. I would get, personally, the salmon and the garden platter again. I'd also get the shrimp just to eat the shrimp. That's me personally. For the main course, we've got the Portobello Pasta. Now, this pasta is really good. I felt like the pasta itself was cooked super well. Mushrooms tasted delicious. The sauce seemed to be a little weird. I don't know. The sauce didn't quite go with it. It's a white wine thyme cream sauce. I don't know. It didn't quite go with the pasta, in my opinion. It could have used a completely different sauce, but overall, a really good one. If you want kind of that mushroom pasta flavor, which I thought, again, was great, I would definitely get this one again. No question. In addition, also have the oven-roasted tom turkey breast. Now, this was delicious. Definitely tasted like Thanksgiving. Whole thing was so good, really tender. It looked a little dry in the picture, but it definitely wasn't. Came with a lot of the different gravy that you can find kind of underneath a little bit. I kind of mixed it all together, and it was outstanding. The sweet mashed potatoes here were, oh my gosh, out of this world. I don't know, somehow those mashed potatoes just blew my mind. I don't know where that came from, but it was out of this world amazing. I would definitely get that one again. For dessert on this day, we've got 3 different items. I know our server going out of his way to make it extra special. So nice. But let's start off with the creme brulee cheesecake. This is a hard pass for me. I felt like the creme brulee cheesecake did not quite get a good flavor for either one. You could taste some creme brulee, you could taste some cheesecake, but it's kind of not the best of both. You know what I mean? It should be the best of both if it's on the menu. So I would actually pass this on this one just because it really didn't meet standards, at least in my opinion. In addition, we got the signature dessert here, which I was shocked by. Strawberry and cream tower had basically no flavor of strawberry. It was very, very kind of plain. Compared to the strawberry sundae we had just a few days earlier, this one had almost no flavor. And I wasn't the only one who thought this. I asked others too. This one I feel like needs a revamp urgently. I'm telling you, not that good. Now the winner here by far and above the rest is the white chocolate bread pudding with butterscotch sauce and vanilla ice cream. This one was so good. I don't know how I can describe this to you. This is just amazing bread pudding. This is worth going out of your way for. Not kidding. Great flavor. You got to eat it hot. So as soon as it comes to the table, eat that one first if you're getting multiple desserts. Just dive in, get that butterscotch flavor. You can make sure there's ice cream with it. It sounds as good as the name is. And it's so good. One of my favorites on board for sure. Now we're on to lobster night. Now we're going to get to the lobster in a minute, but let's start with the marinated tiger shrimp. Those are really good shrimp. They're really delicious. Celery heart, and it's just a great flavor throughout the entire thing. Also had a bite of eggplant as well. I thought the eggplant was only okay at best. Not that amazing. Somehow that sweet ricotta was only okay. I'm not a big fan of eggplant though, and others loved this one. So I'm only speaking from myself. Okay, so others love this. Not my all-time favorite. I also tried the aged prosciutto, which tasted the same as the one you can find in Cabanas. So great prosciutto. I liked it, but the same that you can find in Cabanas. Of course, the star of the show on this night was the oven-baked lobster tail, but unfortunately, the lobster tail did not taste quite as good as lobster tails I have had in the past. I was sure that I just got like a bad piece of one, so I had a little bite of others, and I thought that it was about the same. So yeah, it really did not meet the expectations that I was hoping for. A bit more maybe lemon pesto mash with it, or sun-dried tomatoes kind of worked in, or maybe some garlic on top, a bit more Parmesan, whatever's needed to make this lobster tail truly one of the best. I know they can do lobster really well. So I'm looking forward to trying lobster again. I'm sure it's going to be outstanding. I want to note that I mentioned that to my server, and he immediately wanted to get me something else, but I was saving up for dessert. So he really made it up with dessert and brought me some amazing items. First one I had was the old-fashioned apple pie, served with vanilla ice cream. It was good, not amazing, not amazing. We've had better desserts on board for sure. The next one we tried was the apricot trio, vanilla cheesecake, apricot compote. It was not great. It really wasn't. I was really hoping for something delicious, just out of this world, amazing. And in addition, also tried the creme brulee, raspberry vanilla creme brulee. That one was okay. The other creme brulee I mentioned earlier, that one was better. The raspberry in this creme brulee was really good, but somehow raspberry and creme brulee, it works well in some ways, and in other ways not. It was great flavor raspberry, though. I really did like it. The winner, though, the absolute winner of this dessert in total, no question, is the chocolate lava cake. This cake was outstanding. I'd recommend it for the entire family. I'm sure it'd be messy for some just because there's chocolate everywhere, but the richness, the flavor, the chocolate consistency was out of this world incredible. Highly recommend this one for sure. A little ice cream on top makes the whole thing work together. Love the whole thing. We definitely would get that one again in a heartbeat. For the last dinner on board, we're going to call it the tuna sashimi menu, and the tuna sashimi was good. Not my favorite tuna sashimi of all time. Somehow, the wasabi was the part that really brought the tuna to life. I've had a lot of tuna on this cruise and other cruises, and this one was okay, but the wasabi here and with it really did make it go well together. The pickled ginger was also good with it there. Now, in addition, I also tried the tomato caprese, which was really good. Great flavor with the Italian Roma tomatoes, along with the buffalo mozzarella. That one was delicious. I'd actually go out of my way for that one first. I know sashimi's more my thing, but somehow on this menu, the caprese was a little bit better. For the last dinner, of course, got to go out in style, grilled garlic marinated shrimp with linguine pasta. This one was pretty good. The pasta was good. The shrimp here really was not. Somehow the shrimp got lost in translation here, but the actual linguine pasta was really, really good with the cherry tomatoes and artichokes. I do like artichoke a lot, so for me, this was a really, really good one. Also had the roasted salmon steak. This one was a bit dry when I had it. I think I've had this one before and it was delicious, but I think that just somehow this one was just a bit overdone, in my opinion. That being said, it really did still have some good flavor in there. Not bad, not too bad. If you want really good salmon, though, I'd go earlier in the menu for sure. Last but not least, also had the beef Wellington, covered with the mushroom stuffing. This one was delicious. Definitely the winner of the items that you could find for this menu, the main course items. The carrots were good here, along with the potatoes. The beef Wellington itself was delicious. It kind of fell apart a little easier than I was expecting it to, but that's not really a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Puff pastry was, in my opinion, not quite as good as they could have made it, but the actual beef Wellington itself, the meat was really, really good. So overall, a winner here from our last dinner on board this cruise. For dessert today, we've got 4 different items. I know, going out with a lot of dessert, but hey, that's what diets are for after a cruise. So let's start off with one of my favorites. You've got the chocolate cake, the chocolate decadence, which was delicious. Great chocolate flavor throughout, kind of a very light chocolate, so more of a milk with the dark flakes on top. Somehow this one went super, super well together. Now, in addition, we also had the cappuccino mousse, which was a coffee-infused chocolate mousse. Somehow this chocolate was good, but not quite as good as the chocolate decadence, which is my favorite on this menu for sure. In addition, also had the amaretto cheesecake and the celebration cake. The celebration cake was better, in my opinion. It had the strawberries on top, but really, again, strawberry flavor was missing here. Just kind of a very general cheesecake with vanilla cream is only okay. Amaretto cheesecake, I would pass on, hard pass. With the amaretto sour cream, I don't know, somehow it didn't quite meet muster for me. I didn't really feel like it was an outstanding food item, but that's just me on this menu. Those are a few of the amazing items that you can find on the menus on board a Disney cruise, especially a 7-night cruise. Remember, the 7 nights and the 5 nights and 3 nights all have different menus, or little maybe variations on the menu. So maybe they have the similar ones or the same one, but not all of them. So the 7-nighters are where you're going to find more of this exact same menu over and over again. Of the items listed, which one stands out to you the most? Is it a dessert, the chocolate decadence as an example, or maybe a scallops, or is it the ahi tuna avocado tower like it is for me? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for being a part of the magic with me today, and a huge thank you to our patrons for making it all possible. Until next time, have a magical day and see you real soon.